It's time now for us to jump right into our WNBA award tracker, and we're starting with the best of the best. So, Lisa, who do you have as your front runners for the MVP award?
The MVP award, initially I had Napheesa Collier running away with it. She was running away, top winner. And then all of a sudden you have A'ja Wilson, who just makes an amazing run. I mean, really close. Now she's at 23.2 rebounds, double-double happening. And then Alyssa Thomas, who I think doesn't get enough credit. The fact that she is almost averaging a triple-double. It's the 16 points, I think, where voters kind of are like, oh, not enough points. But listen, 10 assists, I mean, that is crazy business, as well as when you talk about rebounds. So the three of them at the top, it's really tough. I think Collier may get it because she finished with a 30-piece tonight, left off where she she started where she left off. But A'ja Wilson is, I mean, wow, this is tough. Yeah. I don't get to vote, y'all.
I'm glad I don't have to vote.
It's pressure for those of us who do. It's pressure. I think down the stretch here, the most important thing is who's going to remain consistent, right? I think sometimes this MVP race could be decided upon a player not having a good game and the rest of them finishing 7 or 8 games strong. You mentioned it with Alyssa Thomas. Like, she averages 16 points. She shoots 53% from the field. But for some reason, we're not acknowledging as much the assists and the rebounds that AT does. Phoenix Mercury, a top 5 team in this league, so what she does allows them to win. But to me, the way she fills up the stat sheet consistently from a point guard, from a 4-player perspective, deserves more respect in this league. I still will say, though, that Napheesa Collier and A'ja Wilson have made it very, very tough for this to be an easy answer.
It's not an easy answer, but I am going to say we still do have some more games on the docket, so we'll let this picture continue to play out. But from the best overall to the best rookie, now I got to ask, does Paige Bueckers already have it locked up, Lisa?
Now, I'm just going to tell you, Paige Bueckers, if you would have asked me about 3 weeks ago, I wasn't quite sure. That 44 piece for me was like nailed, coffin, sealed. Paige Bueckers has been a bucket. I know that she's on a team that obviously struggled at the bottom, but I think she just has gotten away with, let me just do what I do and everybody else figure it out. Her ability to score, the midi is on fire. She gets to her spots and is unstoppable. She's been able to stretch the floor, shooting 33, almost 34% from three-point range. And then the assists, 5.2 assists as a rookie, making players better. And I think the toughest position to come in is a 1 or a 2 when you are a rookie, because you're in a position where you have to make people better, but also she has to be her, which I think she's found a way to listen. If nothing's not going right, I don't even need a pick and roll. Let me just get to that midi range and get buckets. And I love the fact that she's really, as a rookie, taking control, leadership skills showing. Yeah. I think she walks away with it. But what do you think?
No, I think the same. Yeah. I think it's her award, period. I don't even think she could possibly lose it at this point. To me, she solidified that, like you said, she could continue to play her game from the collegiate level, transition it to the professional level, and it be a seamless, beautiful transition. I also will say she spent some time without her main 2-guard, Arike Ogunbowale, on the court. And so even without having Arike on the floor, Paige still able to get her, still able to facilitate and be one of the best guards. I mean, the rookie is number 5 in scoring in the league. And this is a league that has at least 20 scores, Lisa, that we could probably see averaging 20 points per game. So she's doing it.
Her numbers are speaking for itself, but on the
But wait, before you transition, though, I do want to give a little love out to Sonia Citron, because I thought
very fair.
She really ran this race well. An excellent rookie for Washington. Kiki Irifan was also in that conversation. And then Tahina Pow-Pow. Love Pow-Pow. I just feel like the rookies came in, and overall across the board, they did it. They understood the assignment and they showed up.
A strong showing from this rookie class. Okay, so now I'm going to move to the defensive side of things. I want to know, who is your defensive player of the year?
Well, defense, always my favorite. Shot blocking, always my favorite. When I look at defense, I always look at which team is doing the best defensively. And the best team on defense are the Lynx. Therefore, Napheesa Collier could also be up for Defensive Player of the Year. But if we also wanted to look at it, A'ja Wilson could be up for Defensive Player of the Year. But if we want to look at some other players who we know play very good two-way, Alicia Gray, another player that with Atlanta in that 3rd spot, she could possibly be Defensive Player of the Year. Anybody else you want to throw in there?
I think Gabby Williams, who's leading the league in steals right now for Seattle, gets in the passing lane, super athletic. This is a player that Seattle needed this season in order to compete possibly and get into the playoffs. But her anticipation off the ball, her athleticism and tips and deflections, I think has made her one of the most feared defenders in the league. And it's always a calling card, too, when coaches have to game plan around you defensively, right? Coaches will say, we need to keep Gabby Williams in the corner so we can run our offense successfully. So I think that's a guard we could give a nod to.
But let me ask you, when you think about the award, does the team record play any part in that to you, or are we just looking at
just pure performance
what the
and
individual is
Yes.
doing?
Me personally, team record always matters.
Oh, okay,
you know,
okay.
I think, like, can we have the MVP on the worst team in the league? I don't know.
Yeah.
Are you the most valuable because your team isn't necessarily competing at a high level?
Yeah.
So to me, I care about how the team is performing.
Okay.
Okay, well, you also might care about who has improved the most. So who would you have as your most improved player then, Ice?
Yeah, I think Veronica Burton for the Golden State Valkyries pretty much has this award. And why I believe so is the jump in all of her numbers this season. She's +8 in points per game from last season. She's +3 in assists per game from last season. She also made 4 times the amount of threes from last season to this season. In multiple statistical categories, Veronica Burton has grown her game, and she's a lead point guard for an expansion team, which is hard enough, but she has taken the opportunity, made the most of it. To me, she is the most improved in this league.
She has done a great job. But I got somebody for you, because the Atlanta Dream are in 3rd place, and Naz Hillman. Listen, she had only 1 3-pointer in 3 seasons. This season, 40 made 3-pointers. Now, if that's not most improved, I don't know what is. And she's done a great job coming off the bench for ATL. She's had 10 starts, but an excellent player who's gotten better and better. And I think she might push the envelope. It depends. And not that Veronica doesn't deserve it, because I think she's made leaps and bounds and really leading Golden State Valkyries. I do agree with you. But when you look again, if we talk about records, Atlanta, 2nd place, possibly finishing at the very top. You just never know. So Naz Hillman gets my vote.
I mean, we talk about records. Veronica Burton is coming off a game where she's the first player ever in W history to have 25 points.
Okay with the stats.
13 assists, 5 rebounds, and 4 blocks. This is a player that's no taller than 5'9" that had 4 blocks.
Okay.
Just saying.
I think what I'm learning is in a lot of these categories, we have a lot of options, a lot of quality options, and it's going to be tough for voters like you. But here's another one for you guys. How about 6th Player of the Year award, Lisa?
Okay, Naz could possibly win. If she don't get most improved, then she could also win 6th Player of the Year award, because the numbers don't lie. And I think she's just been a phenomenal addition to what the Dream are doing. Her ability to get on the inside at a small guard, small post that she's inside, able to finish left or right, but knocking down the 3, as I said, stretching the court at times, shooting 45% from 2-point range. She shot 30% from 3-point range. But again, she's just getting started, still a young player, and I think she could get 6th Player of the Year.
I like another 4 player in this league for this award as well. It's Jess Shepard for the Minnesota Lynx. And Jess Shepard, while Nafisa Collier was out, had gotten the start. So we might forget that she is eligible for a off-of-the-bench award. But to me, Jess Shepard recently had a triple-double. Only took her 22 minutes to do it, Lisa.
Yes, she did.
But averaging 8 points, 7 rebounds, and leading the league in field goal percentage. To me, this is what's going to get her the award. You're shooting 64% from the field. She's scoring in double figures consistently. I like Jess Shepard for this.